I'm Professor Philip Pecorino. I'm Phil Pecorino, and this deals with ethics. The principle of the good in this case is divine command. The principle that says that whatever is commanded by a divinity, by a deity, is what is good. What is forbidden by that deity is what is not morally good. So it's rather simple. Whatever the deity commands is good. The deity is thought to continue in existence, and so as long as the deity exists, the deity can continue to issue commands. Whatever, any action, if a deity commands it, is morally good in virtue of that command alone. Any action at all, including the killing of innocents, the killing of the young, is morally good if the deity commands it. This principle of the good is used by religious sects, but not well accepted by any organized religion in the world. The divine command theory has so many difficulties with it. To begin with, it is an odd notion that any action under any circumstances would be good, morally good, if a deity commanded it. While at first thought it seems appealing to those that believe in the deity, particularly a single deity, that the deity is the basis for morality, the notion that the deity could command what are considered morally outrageous acts is something that's ruled out of order. However, the divine command theory operates against that, because there's nothing to be ruled out of order for consideration as a moral good, because anything and everything is within the proper realm for a deity to consider and command, because the only basis for determining what is or isn't in order, what is or isn't morally good, is the command of the deity. So the deity could command morally outrageous things. In fact, it could be inconsistent. At one time, commanding something that is thought to be morally outrageous, another time commanding the opposite action. And on both occasions, because the deity commanded it, it would be morally good. This principle is not accepted by the organized religions of the West, because it offers tremendous dangers. Since the deity is thought to be continuing in existence for all infinity, then that deity could go on issuing commands. And while there were, in the religious or sacred text of the Western religions, a given set of commandments, those commandments are open to be changed by anyone receiving the command of the deity. In fact, the leaders of the religious communities are also at risk, since the deity command any member of any of these communities to displace the leader of the current community, claiming the deity that that leader is no longer faithful to the deity's commands, the deity's interest, the deity's long-range plans. Any recipient of a command from the deity is then behaving in a morally correct fashion in carrying out those commands. In our contemporary cultures, people who claim to hear divine commands are more often thought to be suffering from some kind of mental disorder, chemical imbalance, hallucination, some kind of pathological condition. Yet, on the face of the theory, or principle of the good, it is hard to distinguish those who are and those who aren't receiving legitimate commands from the deity. So the community of followers of any of these religious traditions that would operate with divine command theory are at a loss to determine what are the genuine divine commands and what are not. They're at a loss to determine the basis of morality, for a deity can alter the direction of the commands, the content of the commands, and thus provides no moral guidance. It is operating as a principle with small groups who consider that a particular individual is not just capable but has received commands from a deity and is operating upon them. The divine command theory is not a very popular theory, and it is not used by the religions of the West. The religions of the West use natural law theory.